Hello, I am America Bracho, Secretary of the Casey Family Programs Board of Trustees. I am pleased to introduce the next award recipient who is working on behalf of youth in care and has taught thousands of people across the country. Anthony Stover is a youth engagement coordinator with Georgia Empowerment, an organization of youth currently and formerly in foster care who advocate for change in the foster care system. He uses his own experience as an alumni of foster care in his work as an author, a facilitator, trainer, and advocate. Anthony was honored as a Foster Club All Star, and he has been recognized continuously for his work as an advocate and for helping to influence and guide key statewide policy decisions. Let's learn more about him.
I believe that my experiences help with the work that I do because I have that firsthand knowledge, that authenticity that a lot of young people really want to see before they're able to open up or before they're even able to start down their journey of healing. I am the Youth Engagement Coordinator at Georgia Empowerment, where my job is to make sure that our young leaders are prepared to help create the change that they want to see. I love seeing the fact that after I've trained a young person either on their rights or how to facilitate or how to do public speaking, then seeing them actually go out and use that knowledge, whether they're training judges or they're able to get up in front of Congress and speak their experience, and they come back, it's like, I never would have been able to do that. What I really want to share for our young people is to make sure that they find the people that are really there for them and listen to them. I know sometimes it can get hard, especially if you've had multiple placements and then multiple people come in and out your life. But try and look for those people that's going to stick with you through thick and thin. Sometimes it could be those people that you least expected that will take your life to another level. I love my job and I love what I do because it allows me the freedom and the opportunity to see young people grow and become leaders that change the world and change the systems. And I do want to make sure that the system is better than when I left it.
It is my honor to welcome you today, Anthony. On behalf of Casey Family Programs and the Board of Trustees, I am honored to present you with the 2022 Casey Excellence for Children Alumni Award. Congratulations.
Thank you. I really appreciate this and appreciate the recognition as well as I appreciate any of the young people. I don't know who nominated me for this, but any of my young people or my colleagues that nominated me, I really appreciate that you see that I'm doing something good. So I really appreciate that.
I'm so impressed, Anthony, with you. I'm also very proud when we use our own experience to help others and to inspire others. So I'm delighted to that I get to introduce you to this beautiful award. I understand, Anthony, that you advocate for change for youth that are experiencing the foster care system. And I wonder when you think in change, what type of change are we talking about here?
So when we're talking about change, and first, I am so honored and happy to be receiving this award. Uh, I think it's amazing, and I love all the work that everyone is doing. I had a chance to read over everybody's read over some people's acceptances, especially from the previous years. And I feel honored to be a part of this, I guess, elite club. I don't know. But when I think about change and the change that like I want to see, especially for people who have lived experience, um, I think that it should be something meaningful and something that the people who are affected by the change would want, as well as want for their peers and those that's coming behind them to have. I think each time you change something, it's supposed to leave a better place in the world for those who are coming behind you.
Yeah, I tend to think also, Anthony, in prevention.
Hmm.
How do we prevent this from happening? What resources are needed so our kids are not removed in first place?
Yes, I do. I'm wholehearted for prevention. Um, I think that foster care in itself, if we boil it down to its basic, it's not meant to be long term, and it's meant to be of last resort, just in case there's no other family around to be able to take on an individual or a young person. Um, Essentially, we're all supposed to be working ourselves out of a job, technically. And I believe that like if we prevented some of the things that cause young people to come into care, or if we had a open mind about different things that are resulting in young people coming into care, uh, we would have um, the change that we want, or we would have the system that we want.
Any advice to the child welfare community on how to better support children and families of color?
For me, I think that the way that you can support communities and families of color is by actively recruiting people of that particular culture or population, as well as making sure that you're not just taking the classes for those credits, but implementing those skills that you learn. Because I I go to a lot of those different trainings because there's a lot of things that I don't know. I don't know a lot about the Native American community. I'm still getting accustomed to the white or the Caucasian community or what have you, but I ask questions. I ask questions to my LGBTQ community because if you don't know, you don't know. But it's a detriment if you still don't try to learn too.
That's good. That's good. I mean, this whole idea that we all need to learn and just
Hmm.
don't think that you know it all and you can be the one treating everyone and getting along with everyone. But anyway, anything else that you want to share with us? Any message that you want to share?
I think one of my new things that I've been trying to make sure is that our young people who transition from foster care, that they are they have a safety net to fall back on. One is making sure that no young person who transition out of foster care should not have at least three people that they can call just in case things get rough, because they will. They'll get rough all your life, but for our young people, we tell them that they can't see their families, and we tell them to stay away from strangers for so long. And then once they turn 18, there's like, oh, yeah, you got all this stuff. You could do it. And that's just not realistic. But to make sure that they have at least three people that they can call, to make sure that they're transitioning from foster care with at least $5,000-6,000 in their bank account that they can use for expenses and things like that. Like with just those basic life skills that ordinarily a lot of my peers who left their biological families home, they know some of these things. They know how to do their taxes. They know how to set a doctor's appointment and things like that, as well as they have somebody that they can call at 3 o'clock in the morning when their house is burning down, or if they've been in a car accident. So making sure that that permanency and those essential life skills are there.
Thank you for sharing your story and having a conversation with us, Anthony. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Now let's meet our next honoree.